Oh, hello there. This is a Superego by Electro-Harmonix, or EHX. It's labeled Synth Engine, which, sure, that's accurate, but it basically can just hold sounds and transition between them, which is a pretty cool effect. There's 3 modes that this pedal can be in with this center switch. Momentary Mode is here in the center, which just means that the effect is only active when the foot switch is pressed. When you release it, it bypasses the pedal entirely. Latch on the left here means that once you freeze a sound, the pedal stays active and the sound can just hang out there for as long as you want it to, and you can layer sounds on top of each other indefinitely is sort of the way that that works. And then auto all the way over here, if you press the switch once to turn the pedal on, it's going to detect new sounds and capture them automatically. Real quick on the knobs, the first knob is the most complicated because it varies depending on the mode. If you're in momentary, the center mode, or auto, the right mode, this is the speed of how quickly the effect will fade in and fade out. It's always going to fade out longer than it fades in, so this is longer clockwise and shorter counterclockwise. Whereas if you're in latch mode, it adjusts how loud previously captured sounds stay. So if it's all the way over here, they're going to stay just as loud as they always were, and chaos will ensue quickly. And as it's backed off, those sounds won't be quite as loud and as present as new sounds that you capture. So a lot of that will make more sense once we start doing stuff. Gliss is basically kind of sliding in and out between sounds, transitioning. So if you've captured one note, it's going to say how quickly is it going to transition to the next note that you capture. Dry knob is the overall level of your dry, unaltered signal. So if you want to hear all effect stuff, you can just turn this all the way off. Unity is apparently around 2 o'clock, and then effect is the overall volume of the wet signal. So I've got these set a little bit down just for purposes of recording and whatnot, but I'm playing a Nash T-57 telecaster into a Morgan RCA35 amp, and clean sound sounds like this. So we're going to start here in auto mode, which means that I press once to engage it, and then it's automatically going to freeze new sounds as it hears them. And it fades those sounds out with the speed that you set. So just so you can hear it, let's turn that up a little bit. And it's just going to hang around there for as long as the speed is set for, as long as the decay time is set for. So there you go. Double tap to turn it off. There we go. In momentary mode, you have to hold it for that to happen. So let's give that a go. And then when you release it, it's going to hang out as long as this speed layer is adjusted for. So if we want it to hang out longer, we can turn it up. And then it fades out a little longer. Longer fade-in time as well. And longer fade-out time. So you can get an idea, and you can sort of hear the gliss in action there also, just with it transitioning between notes. Let me show you Latch real fast, just to show you how different this knob behaves in Latch. It's set pretty high. Double tap disengages that too. So you can hear it sort of, it's keeping all the other sounds at a pretty reasonable volume. So every time you capture a sound, the overall volume is getting basically bigger. It's probably fairly uniform here, but if it's all the way up here, it gets nutty quickly. So you can see what I mean there. So if you back that off a little bit, then you can get... You can see it sort of pushes the other sounds to the background when it does that. Let me give you a little more of the gliss idea, just with a little shorter, and let's turn off some of the dry so we can hear it better. Or turn off most all of it. Let's just turn all of it off. You can tell how it takes longer to slide into that next note, and we'll give you the full range of it there. So it can get really pronounced there, the higher that's set. And I want to show you, you may say, hey, Ryan, why are there 4 outputs coming out of this thing? Well, I'm glad you asked. There's a send and return on this, meaning that you can send the signal through another pedal or any number of pedals, and then the effect will only be applied to whatever things are in that chain. I know I said that really, really well. But I've got a supermoon hanging out off screen here, which is a reverb pedal. So we're going to turn that on. And now anything that gets captured is going to be sent through the supermoon, so it's going to be all reverberated. So I'll show you what I mean. So you can see what I mean there. It's a little extra pronounced because the settings on the supermoon are almost maxed out, but that's just to give you an idea of what it does. Anyway, that's kind of the overview of the pedal. There's a lot of combinations, especially when you start sending the effect through other effects and whatnot, or putting other effects in the send and return and whatnot. Check out EHX website down there in the description. Feel free to subscribe if you want to spend 5 minutes with some more gear. Sorry that this was probably more than 5 minutes, but it's a complicated pedal and I wanted to give you some idea. So that's all I have to say. Bye.